A federal court fight over President Donald Trump's authority to unilaterally impose sweeping tariffs on U.S. trading partners is expected to be appealed to the Supreme Court for review, legal experts told, in a case that has already proved to be a pivotal test of executive branch authority. At issue in the case is Trump's ability to use a 1977 emergency law to unilaterally slap steep import duties on a long list of countries doing business with the U.S. In interviews with Fox News Digital, longtime trade lawyers and lawyers who argued on behalf of plaintiffs in court last week said they expect the ruling from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit in a matter of weeks or sometime in August or September, in line with the court's agreement to hear the case on an expedited basis. The fast-track timeline reflects the important question before the court: whether Trump exceeded his authority under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEEPA, when he launched his sweeping Liberation Day tariffs. Importantly, that timing would still allow the Supreme Court to add the case to their docket for the 2025 to 2026 term, which begins in early October. That could allow them to rule on the matter as early as the end of the year. Both Trump administration officials and lawyers for the plaintiffs said they plan to appeal the case to the Supreme Court if the lower court does not rule in their favor. And given the questions at the heart of the case, it is widely expected that the High Court will take up the case for review. In the meantime, the impact of Trump's tariffs remains to be seen. Legal experts and trade analysts alike said last week's hearing is unlikely to forestall the broader market uncertainty created by Trump's tariffs, which remain in force after the appeals court agreed to stay a lower court decision from the U.S. Court of International Trade. Judges on the three-judge CIT panel in May blocked Trump's use of IEEPA to stand up his tariffs, ruling unanimously that he did not have unbounded authority to impose tariffs under that law. Thursday's argument gave little indication as to how the appeals court would rule. Plaintiffs and longtime trade attorneys told Fox News Digital, citing the tough questions that the 11 judges on the panel posed for both parties. Dan Pickard, an attorney specializing in international trade and national security issues at the firm Buchanan Ingersoll and Rooney, said the oral arguments Thursday did not seem indicative of how the 11-judge panel might rule. "I don't know if I walked out of that hearing thinking that either the government is going to prevail or that this is dead on arrival," Pickard told Fox News Digital. "I think it was more mixed." Lawyers for the plaintiffs echoed that assessment, a reflection of the 11 judges on the appeals bench who had fewer chances to speak up or question the government or plaintiffs during the 45 minutes each had to present their case. "I want to be very clear that I'm not in any way, shape, or form predicting what the Federal Circuit will do. I leave that for them," one lawyer for the plaintiffs told reporters after court, adding that the judges, in his view, posed really tough questions